Yeah, Dawn, Anthony, the Village of Schaumburg board unanimously voted tonight. They voted to approve an ordinance that would establish a tax on hotel stays of 30 days and longer.
Trustee Madej?
Aye.
Trustee Dunham?
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan?
Aye.
The idea behind the new tax is to make it too expensive for anyone to send migrants to Schaumburg's hotels. The board called Tuesday night's meeting, apparently after getting word that a migrant move was in the works. Residents we talked to have mixed reactions. Wade Ash doesn't mind having migrants moving into his northwestern suburb, but Nicole Murray was happy to hear that the village is taking action before they may come.
The migrants, they're people. We want to be able to take care of them.
I think Schaumburg is doing a good thing by being proactive with this decision that they're making now before last minute.
The village agrees, saying in tonight's agenda, the news is a concern because of the lack of a comprehensive plan for services that migrants may require. The village says it was informed that an unspecified entity was considering several suburban hotels, including 3 in Schaumburg, to house migrants. And board members responded with a strategy already being used in Rosemont. Rosemont passed to establish a tax on long-term stays if a migrant housing plan is executed. The ordinance includes the $1,000 per month tax for stays of 30 days or more.
I think it's a good thing. It's better to be proactive than reactive.
Now it is not clear what 3 hotels in Schaumburg are being considered for migrant housing. We did reach out to the village manager to do an interview tonight, but could not coordinate. One village board member did suggest that the group revisit the ordinance after the new year.
We cannot abandon families and asylum seekers and let them go through Chicago's winter alone.
Mayor Brandon Johnson today announcing a new initiative with Chicago's faith leaders to help shelter and feed migrants.
It comes as the city scrambles to build temporary shelter for thousands of asylum seekers.
Fox 32's Dane Placco reports on how many people will get help.
As temperatures plummet and migrants continue to pour into Chicago, Mayor Johnson announced a new partnership with Chicago area churches to help ease the migrant crisis. They're calling it the Unity Initiative.
The Unity Initiative will prioritize getting pregnant women, children, and all of those sleeping outside of police stations or on the floors into temporary housing as quickly as possible through churches all over the city of Chicago.
Funded by $350,000 in private donations, the partnership will initially involve 17 churches, housing up to 20 migrants each. The migrants will live at the churches and be provided food, medical care, and social services, and eventually employment.
We're prepared to receive the migrants compassionately, provide clean, warm shelter, prepared meals, humanitarian services.
Right now, a little more than 1,000 migrants remain camped at police stations, down from more than 3,000 a few weeks ago. And the number of migrants living at O'Hare is down to about 100. The pastors say they're ready to start immediately.
All these pastors have committed to start the process. So boots on the ground starting tomorrow, and we're going to start filling them up.
The mayor also responded to criticism from residents of Brighton Park, who say there's been a lack of transparency about plans to build a huge migrant camp on an empty lot.
We're not going to break away from our value system because right-wing extremism is sowing seeds of discord in this city.
Construction at that site is expected to begin tomorrow, even though Johnson says an environmental impact study of the site won't be released until the end of the week. Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
The cleanup outside the 8th Police District on the south side was swift and came without a warning Wednesday morning. For weeks, asylum seekers housed in tents took hold of West 63rd Street. By late morning, it was a mere memory. The 8th District among the many that were cleared, or what the city calls decompressed, in an effort to start moving migrants out, with the majority headed to temporary shelters. Other districts that saw movement in the past 24 hours, Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4.
We're stepping in here to try to help.
The city hasn't moved fast enough. Governor J.B. Pritzker announced the state is stepping in to help with the migrant crisis.
Accelerate this process. It isn't moving fast enough. That's why you're seeing people still on the street, and we just can't have people on the street. This is a humanitarian endeavor. We cannot have people freezing on the streets of Chicago as we head into very cold weather.
Cold winter ahead, combined with the lack of shelter and jobs, many migrants we spoke with at the 1st and 12th District police stations say if given the opportunity, they would leave Chicago for another city.
I saw this story. I said, well, this is wacky. How many people are we talking about?
Chicago has seen 20,000 migrants appear on our streets since August of last year. We've got nearly 3,000 living in police stations, 800 living at O'Hare Airport, and thousands more just floating around in between shelter to shelter. And I'm sorry that they don't like our weather. I'm sorry that they feel that we're not doing enough to give them jobs, housing, vehicles, cars, food, shelter, clothing, and everything else that they were promised by social media. But the system works if you do it the right way, and declaring asylum because you need a job isn't the right way, and they're learning that reality the hard way now.
Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through, but when it's time to relax, Miller stands beer after beer.